Yesterday, a child came out to wonder.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Meghan Victoria. My name is Meghan. I'm a pro hair makeup artist, and I got my hair done today. Can you tell? Oh my god, that post-quarantine glow up, I tell you, oh, it feels so good. She is back, she is blonde, she is glam, and I just want to continue with our very like hot girl summer vibe. I'm so happy you guys loved that video as much as you did. I was shocked to see like how many views it has compared to like everything else, like nothing, to like, wow, this is actually pretty decent. So that was very exciting. So I definitely just want to continue with like hot girl summer vibes. I want to do something very bronzy today. So I went very bronzy. We used some of the same like products because like, let's be real, like the stuff we used last week was so fire. The stuff that's come out this summer has been so fire. And then just like bronze, and more bronze. So last week was definitely like pink and like peachy bronzy, and this is just like very much like bronze sexy goddess, and I'm in love. Also, we're trying the new Makeup Forever concealer today, so we have lots of fun things to get into. I'm so excited to do this video with you guys. I hope you enjoy, and without further ado, let us get started. Okay, so first thing, I'm gonna grab my Flawless filter. We're gonna just grab that at the top of the cheekbones, or just like in the high points of the face. Just gonna take my BMX 180 and just kind of blend that in. Okay, so for foundation, I'm gonna take my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet. I haven't used this in so long, so we're gonna see how the color is. We may have to adjust, but this is definitely like one of my favorite foundation formulas of all time. I'm just gonna take a few little dots of this, and then we'll just see how this is working. Ooh, yes. Okay, perfect. All right, we're just gonna take our brush and kind of just press this one in. I like this one a little bit more like pressed in, and it's kind of like the Estee Lauder where like smaller layers just like built up, I find like looks the nicest. You don't want to like go too overboard with this foundation because again, it's super high coverage, but oh my god, it makes the skin just look so good, like so good. I just love this brush so much. And then just for my own peace of mind, I just like to go over top with my sponge and just, we'll take kind of like that remaining excess product off if it's not like fully blended in. So you'll have less product, so it'll kind of shear it out slightly, but it also just really presses it into the skin so it blends like flawlessly. God, I love this foundation. I love this color. Like, it's so, God, so good. All right, no surprise there. I have my little bit of color corrector. I'm just gonna pop that underneath the eyes. So this will, again, counteract any blue tones and darkness underneath the eyes. So it's just perfect for really, you know, neutralizing before we brighten, because I think that's so important. I hate, like, I cannot put concealer on without a color corrector. I just notice that it looks gray, it doesn't look right, and this just really brings everything to like a nice neutral balanced surface, so then when your concealer goes on, it really does a great job. I definitely like to make sure I get the outer corner, like right here, I have like just a pocket of darkness, and that's just kind of like my eye shape for whatever reason. And then I just like to really make sure like right in that inner corners. I'm excited! Okay, so we have the new Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. Oh my god, okay. This is the Matte Velvet foundation. I love it. I've talked about it on my channel multiple times before. Now they have a concealer. I'm so excited. I'm always like looking for like, you know, a good concealer. And I'm definitely like, I love my Makeup Forever ones. I love Makeup Forever. I think they do amazing skin products. I could talk about it forever. I won't, forever. Anyway, so this is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. I'm going to use the shade 2.6. That's what I believe my shade is. We're going to see what happens. I'm so excited. So it's a fat wand, so that's something to know if you like that or if you don't. I can tell that I'm not going to need a lot of it. This is very thick, which I love, so I'm going to just gently kind of dab around. I'm going to get right on my little moustache area, and I'll do the outer corner. I don't want to plaster my face with concealer because I can definitely tell she's thick. So we're gonna just use our sponge and see what happens. This is literally my first time using it, but it blends out so smooth. That looks so smooth underneath the eyes. Like, Makeup Forever just does like skin right. Like, they got their undertones, they know what they're doing, they've got the shade range, they've got the coverage, they've got the like smoothness. I just love. So something about like the matte velvet line is the way like I explain it is it's like velvet, like your skin just looks super smooth. I call it like rubber skin because there's no powdery look to this whatsoever. It just like, it's super malleable. It's such like a soft formula. It just moves with your skin, but it gives you amazing flawless coverage. Like, I love this formula. So like the foundation and the concealer clearly are both winners in my book, and I'm super happy. So yay for that. So moving on, let's do a little contouring. So we're gonna take the shade, not that one. We're gonna take the shade, this one. 6.5, our Bare Minerals. This is gonna get, I think we may need to deepen it. I think we're at that time. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Chestnut, which is shade 9, whereas we usually use 6.5. I'm gonna mix them together so it's not like too, like, you know, stark of a contrast. I'm gonna take a little bit more just with that shade 9. Just really work that in. That's a nice color too, actually. It's definitely deeper than our 6.5. It's less of that honey shade and a little bit more like, almost like that mahogany undertone. Like, it's like a nice warm bronzy brown shade. Looking so bronze, so golden, very, very content. So, I feel like we need maybe a little bit of powder just because there's so much happening on the face. So let's go in. I think we're just honestly gonna go into our Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish because it's just lovely. I'm just gonna really lightly just kind of stamp this on the face. Like, I literally tapped in once to the powder, so whatever's there, I'm just mostly picking up my sweat, to be honest. So just going to really give us that flawless, flawless skin, which it did. Look at that, that looks so good. That looks lovely, and now our skin's nice and smooth, so when we put the bronzer on, the powder will melt with the powder and it won't like stick or get too like tacky. So I'm gonna start with our lovely Buxom bronzer in a Rooftop Tan. This is the bronzer I was like, absolutely not, I'm gonna hate it, and now I haven't stopped wearing it, so that's just how that goes. What can I say? So I'm gonna grab just like a bronzer brush, pick up some of this. This is so bloody pigmented, so I like literally like tap it off. And then I'm just going to use this nice big brush to just swirl along the perimeter of the face. And sometimes it's just nice to use like a nice big brush because you just get such a gentle and soft application, which is lovely. Okay, I'm obsessed with this blush. So this is the Nars Orgasm X. It's just absolutely stunning. It is perfection. It is also bloody pigmented, be careful. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this, like, do you see that pigment, in like 2 seconds, and work this into the cheeks. It's just the most perfect like peachy kind of shade. I just really, really love it. And it's got a little bit of that glow, so it'll just kind of go with our glowy bronzy look. It has such a light texture, so I could really just like work it and then bring it into like the temples and just like all around the face, and then even just right down the nose. I always do that. I tell you it's pigmented and then I put like way too much on. I don't know why I do that, but all you have to do is just blend it in and it'll be like totally fine. And then also we're gonna do the same with the bronzer, which I forgot, so that's my fault, and just kind of take the bronzer across the nose as well. Okay, so we're looking so sun-kissed, so glowy, so golden. Definitely need to get some highlighter up in here. Now, I love like a really dramatic highlighter, for sure I do, but there's something with this Laura Mercier powder, and I honestly don't even know if they sell this. I can't find it. So another alternative, I do love Champagne Pop. I love Champagne Pop, for sure I do, but this one, I don't know why. It just looks like part of the skin. So like when you apply it, it's just, it looks like, I don't know, it's beautiful. I don't know how to explain it. It just melts, like it just melts into the skin. It looks like lit from within, but at the same time it's dramatic as hell. So like, I don't know how that works, but I just absolutely love it. For the sake of the video, we'll also just add a tiny bit of Champagne Pop just to make it easy, because again, it's the same kind of tone. Like if you look, this is a little bit more browny pink, and then this one's like a little bit more peachy, but it's that idea of just having a little bit of like peachy pinky color that I think looks so pretty, especially over blush, because it's just like a blush topper. Like I love the idea of blush topper. I think that's like so beautiful, but obviously this is dramatic, but it's also very, very beautiful. So let's just grab our sponge, and I just like to kind of go over everything and then just press it in as one layer. And then before I set my under eyes, because I haven't actually done that, I'm actually thinking this concealer may need a little bit of setting underneath the eyes, but I just want a little bit more because it just seems to look a little odd. I'm gonna just try pressing with my finger and just maybe the warmth of my finger really melt the product. Mela just walked in, so if you hear all the, oh no, she's laying down now. Okay, you know what? I actually like this better using my finger than the sponge. I feel like this little bit of warmth is just really helping the concealer blend. Because I was feeling like it was kind of creasing. And obviously we don't want that. But I think just, yeah, that little bit of warmth. Oh, that made a huge difference. Huge difference. So then I'll just finish it off with the sponge just to pick up any extra product that's sitting on top of the skin. And then what I think we'll do is we'll also set with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder. And I think that'll just, you know, really seal everything in place, but keeping it nice and bright. So, oh my God. So I'll just take a little bit of that and just press like that. And it's a nice glowy powder too, so it'll keep the under eyes looking nice and like soft, which I love. Okay, we look very bronzy, very glowy. Okay, let's just grab a little bit of setting spray. Again, the Makeup Forever one. I just love Makeup Forever face products. Like, they do, honestly, they do everything really well, but the face products for me is just like, they're always a hit. Like, they're just fantastic. Okay, so we have absolutely flawless skin. I'm gonna throw on my brows and then we'll move on to the eyes. All right, brows are on. So for the eyes, first off, just make sure you don't have any concealer creases on your eyes, like so. And then what we're gonna do is go into our Pure Barbie palette, whatever eyeshadow palette you have, but like this caramelly kind of color is just so good in this palette. Like, I can't even explain how much I love it, and like how much like other colors just don't, they're just not as adequate as this one is. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that color and work it into the crease. It just gives me like a bronze, but almost like slightly like mustard feel, and it's just so beautiful. So let's just do that. And then I honestly cannot begin to explain my obsession with this Nars eyeshadow. Like, it's just absolutely everything. So I'm just gonna take it on my finger. It's this like sparkly white, so it's bright, but she's just got these reflex that are just so beautiful. Like, oh my God, like I die. This eyeshadow is everything. Cause it's got these like pinky gold kind of like reflex to it. So it just gives you like summer. Like, it's just, I'm obsessed. I'm just so obsessed. So just take a little bit of that, and like clearly you just need a little bit, and I just pop on my finger like that. So simple. And then if you want to switch to the brush, I just usually will grab that bronzer brush, the same one we use for our eyeshadow, and just kind of smooth it all out. Same time, let's just take a little bit of an eyeshadow brush, grab that same bronzy shade, whatever shade you use. You can also use your bronzer. I know I always say that. I just love that this one's a little bit more like mustard tone. Like, it's got a little bit more goldness to this brown. So I just think it's super pretty and definitely makes eyes look really blue, which I love. And then I'm just gonna make sure we're sweeping away any fallout like so. And then I'm gonna just take my liner. I don't want a liner in so long. Let's see if I can even do this. I'm just gonna go back to the Barbie palette. I'm just gonna grab the deep brown. Any brown eyeshadow will do. The deeper it is, the more it's just gonna kind of look like black, but sometimes I like a little bit of warmth. Then all I like to do is just on the top side of the liner, just soften it and smoke it a little bit. Any black can sometimes just look harsh, so I just love smoking out with brown liner. And I just like, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but like I can immediately tell the difference. I just love how it looks. So we'll just do that. Also, if you haven't done your eyeliner perfect, this is a great little savior. Just make sure it's nice and clean and sharp. All right, so liner is good to go. She's smoked, but she's snatched, and she's sharp, and she's good. So I'm just gonna toss on my lashes, and then we'll move on to the lips. All right, we're back. The eyes are looking ooh la la. She's dramatic, but she's like, you know, easy to do, so it works. One other thing I did is I took the Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. I love this thing, and I rimmed my waterline. I've been loving doing this in the summer, especially when I have like a really dramatic eye on. I love like very like wide-eyed while still being like, you know, like dark and really defined and intense. But I find if I was like black in this, or if I didn't have this, sometimes it can like overpower my eyes, especially since we've been in quarantine, not used to seeing ourselves in like full makeup. So it's a little bit of a shock sometimes. So let's move on to the lips now. I'm gonna start with the shade Teddy. I was gonna do like a bold and like coral lip, which I think would still be really pretty, but I want to just kind of be like a sexy bronze goddess. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna start with Teddy and just align my lip. I just like to like blend the center, just like so. Okay, and then to fill it in, I'm gonna use a Nude Kate. Actually, I'm gonna need a little bit of help with this one. There's like a sheerness to Nude Kate, so it actually like really blends well, which is nice. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Belle Jour right in the center. Just gives like a little extra creaminess, and then also like just a dot of the concealer. I just like when the center of the lip is just a little bit highlighted, so I'm just gonna take Then to keep it nice and bronzy, I'm just gonna go in with my Nars Lip Oil. Oh yeah, look at that bronzy, glowy shine. Love doing my lips, oh my god. Okay, well, I'm definitely feeling like we can amp up the bronzer, like 100%. So let's do that. I'm gonna grab, I think we're gonna do it a little bit more precise. So I'm gonna grab a small little angle brush like this. I'm gonna grab my Buxom bronzer, just really get that glow going on, because this one does have a little bit of shimmer to it. So it's really nice like this. I almost like want something just to like really cut the bronzer, like just a little bit of that like oomph. So like let's try the Laguna. We talked about this last week. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that just because it's definitely darker, and just like kind of cut the cheekbone a little bit more. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a darker bronzer. And just right across the nose. Definitely have a thing for those like 90s lips, like such a go-to. And then a little bit of highlighter too, so just that same Laura Mercier, just get that glow going on. The under eyes look really good. I'm really happy with how the concealer looks. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that one trick I did last week, where you take your super light powder, and remember it's super light, so like touch, like that's it. And then all I do is like literally just tap right underneath. But this definitely makes a difference. It just definitely like lifts it though, and just gives you like that extra bit of drama. Very last thing I'm gonna do is take a little bit of that Nars shadow on just like a little brush like this, and I'm just gonna pop it in the inner corner, pop it in the inner corner. Ooh, look how that catches the light. Ooh, that's fire. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Like just like bring it up. I'm just gonna finish off with a little setting spray. And as always, definitely press everything in. All right, my dears, there we have it. This is our Fire Bronze Goddess makeup. I love it. It's amazing. I feel so glam, and like my Swedish roots are definitely out and about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you want to see any other videos, or like, well, I hope you want to see other videos. But let me know what kind of videos you want to see. I asked you if you want to see like 5-minute faces or more glam, and a lot of you seem to be more on the glam side, which is like really exciting. But we definitely want to switch it up. So let me know what you'd like to see, and thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.